Hello everyone, this is the Catholic Voice channel. I am Brother Andrew Boutros, and this is your meditation for Holy Saturday, written by St. Thomas Aquinas. So as always, St. Thomas Aquinas kind of asks these interesting questions, and he asks one final question. And he wants us to think about why our Lord went down to limbo. That is, he descended, we profess, he descended into hell. We said it's limbo, it's another word for it. No, it was the place where all of the righteous of the Old Testament were, right? Because the gates of heaven were closed at this point until the redemptive act of Christ. So they had to await, at least the righteous in the Old Testament had to await the redemption of Christ. Anyway, so from the descent of Christ to hell, we may learn for our instruction 4 things. So this is St. Thomas. The first point, firm hope in God. No matter what the trouble in which a man finds himself, he should always put trust in God's help and rely on it. There is no trouble greater than to find oneself in hell. If then Christ freed those who were in hell, any man who is a friend of God cannot but have great confidence that he too shall be freed from whatever anxiety holds him. Wisdom forsook not the just when he was sold, but delivered him from sinners. She went down with him into the pit, and in bands she left him not. This is from the book of Wisdom, chapter 10, verse 13 and 14. And sends to his servants, God gives a special assistance. He who serves God should have still greater confidence. Now, we talked about firm hope in God. He that feareth the Lord shall tremble at nothing, and shall not be afraid, for he is his hope. That was Ecclesiastes chapter 34, verse 16. The second point that St. Thomas wants us to think about in regards to this descent of Christ into limbo, or descent into the hell where all the just were awaiting his salvation, we ought to conceive fear and to rid ourselves of presumption. For although Christ suffered for sinners and went down into hell to set them free, he did not set all sinners free. Interesting point. But only those who were free of mortal sin. Those who had died in mortal sin, he left there. Wherefore, those who have gone to hell in mortal sin, there remains no hope of pardon. There shall be in hell as the Holy Fathers are in heaven, that is forever. They shall be in hell as the Holy Fathers are in heaven, that is forever. Know that, people are in heaven forever. People are going to be in eternal fire for all of eternity. And the third point he makes is we ought to be full of care. And this is really follows the second point that he made. Christ went down into hell for our salvation. And we should be careful frequently to go down there too, turning over in our minds hell's pains and penalties. As did the holy King Ezechias, as we read in the prophet Isaiah, I said, in the midst of my days, I shall go to the gates of hell. Right? Always recalling that the reality of the punishment that we deserve if we reject God. That is, if we totally reject God, right? Maliciously reject God. Those who, in their meditation, often go down into hell during this earthly life, will not easily go down there at death. So he's making this point that if we meditate on the reality of hell here on earth, then we will most likely not end up in hell because we will understand that reality. Such meditations are a powerful arm against sin and a useful aid to bring a man back from sin. Daily we see men kept from evil doing by the fear of the law's punishments. How much greater care should they not take on account of the punishments of hell? Greater in its duration, in its bitterness, in its variety. Remember thy last end, and thou shalt never sin. Ecclesiastes, right? Here in the book of Ecclesiastes. And the fourth point, he makes the fourth and last point, the fact is for us an example of love, that know that he descended into hell to rescue the righteous and to bring them into heaven. Christ went down into hell to set free those that were his own. We too, therefore, should go down there to help our own. For those who are in purgatory are themselves unable to do anything, and therefore we ought to help them. Truly, he would be a harsh man indeed who failed to come to the aid of a kinsman who lay in prison, that is purgatory. How much more harsh, then, the man who will not aid the friend who is in purgatory? For there is no... I'm sorry, I messed that up. Let me go back there. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Truly, he would be a harsh man indeed who failed to come to the aid of the kinsman who lay in prison, here on earth. How much more harsh, then, the man who will not aid the friend who is in purgatory? For there is no comparison between the pains there and the pains of this world. Right? There's just absolutely no comparison. Have pity on me, have pity on me, at least you, my friends, because the hand of the Lord has touched me. This was Job chapter 14, verse 21. We need the souls, we help the souls in purgatory chiefly by three means. Okay? First, by masses, so we celebrate masses for their souls, by prayers, by unceasingly praying for the souls in purgatory, and by almsgiving. Nor is it wonderful that we can do so, for even in this world, a friend can make satisfaction for a friend. It's actually a pretty interesting point, no? So let us on this Holy Saturday wait, in expectation, for the rising of our Lord. Just as the righteous did, in limbo. They awaited the resurrection of Christ from the dead. Thank you so much for watching this meditation. Tune in tomorrow for our video on Easter Sunday. Thank you so much. God bless you.